Welcome to the Modern Ronex podcast, where the only thing that is closed is our legs. Possible side effects from listening to this podcast are feelings of warmth, enrichment, elevation, inclusion, validation, gratitude, relief, wisdom, openness, positivity, radiance, inspiration, comfort, groundedness, wellness, and empowerment. Consume at your own risk.
Welcome to the Modern Ronex podcast. Yay! We are your hosts, Dree,
Jamie,
Shay,
and Steph.
Hi! We are so glad to be with you here today.
do y'all see anything different?
If you're viewing on YouTube, we are on my floor.
Cozy vibes.
Yes,
Very
very
different cozy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about new beginnings and endings.
Ooh.
Or maybe endings and new beginnings, whichever comes first, chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my most recent ending is my job, which is a good thing, you know, bittersweet. I feel like it's been a long time coming. But I'm so happy to be starting a new opportunity with a nonprofit that I've been supporting for years now.
I know.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Very full circle moment for me. And I'm just so excited for everything to start, you know. I posted this on Instagram the other day. I was like, you know, life isn't always about leveling up, but when it does, it feels so good. And I really think that, like, I believe that because there's so many people that are about, like, that hustle and grind mentality, which, I mean, like, that's great, but it's not for me because I'm, like, a sleepy girl. Like, I want to chill. I want to, like, enjoy my time and just live in the moment. I think that's the best, like, way to live for me is with ease and less stress-inducing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just take it as it is.
Yeah. I feel like that heals your inner child too, because growing up, we're so conditioned to like go, get the best grades, do the best extracurriculars, because that was like what we would be praised for. Like we wouldn't be praised for like sitting and chilling out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's changed since COVID, or is that just something that we understand more since we're becoming like adults?
I think it's a combination.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
But I feel like COVID accelerated the time it took for us to
Yeah.
really learn these lessons.
Yeah.
Because we were forced to slow down.
I know,
We
truly.
didn't have a choice. And so COVID sucks ass, but I am grateful for that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like we really have the time to slow down, to like sit with ourselves and to really start to value the things that we were moving too fast to. So
Yeah. Like stop and smell the roses.
yeah.
Our parents would always tell us like stop and smell the roses sometimes. But it wasn't until the world stopped for a minute and that we were able to finally like, you know what, I don't need to do everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah. I've always had this feeling whenever I end things like, for example, it was 5th grade. I remember this so vividly. It was the end of 5th grade, and I remember we were having water day. So, water day, let me tell you, if you didn't experience water day, you're missing out, but I understand why you wouldn't because global warming, and we're in a drought. But anyways, let me explain a little bit about water day. So, essentially, this was in 5th grade, and our school had given us a bunch of water balloons and had a lot of different like water-centered activities going on. I mean, at this time, I already identified as myself as like a non-like playing person. I was that girl very much by the tree,
Like in the shade.
Yeah, in the shade.
In the shade,
trying
like
not to get dark. I know. We'll talk about that later, but. But yeah, I was like with my friends, and we're just like with our Tamagotchis or like whatever, you know? So I was already, of course, by the trees by myself, watching everyone play. We also had firefighters come and not hose us down, but, you know, like give us some rain action. Give us some sprinkle. And so I was watching everyone enjoying themselves, and I was like, this is really it. Everyone, I'm thinking I'm a 6th grader, and I got so sentimental, and I've always felt that way about everything. Like, literally, I can, like, end a class, end a semester, and, like, leaving the classroom and be like, oh my
Same.
God. Yeah, I'll be like, oh, so many memories.
We're going to junior high
I know,
now.
yeah. Or even, like, in college, I'll be like, that was it.
Goodbye,
I don't know,
chair.
I just get so, like, sentimental about that.
Yeah.
Do you guys find yourselves doing that, too? Maybe not as
Sometimes.
extreme as me, but
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't watch the last episode of a
Yes.
show
No.
because I'm not ready to.
No, I always push it back.
Yeah.
Like Euphoria. No, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So,
funny.
Endings.
Endings.
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
They do make you very sentimental though. Like, I don't know how y'all felt when we ended college. I feel like at that point of my life, I was like, okay, next thing, like check. Like I was very much so like that hustle and grind person. But now I'm like, I am a sleepy girl. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Hashtag sleepy girls.
Girls. No, that work from home life is like definitely for me. I'm so excited for that. But
I think it's for me too.
Dream
all
works
of
in
you
person.
going in person, that's amazing too.
Thanks too.
Yeah.
You work like morning.
We've been in this LA
getting that
freeway.
bag.
in these streets.
Yes, we're in this LA traffic.
Oh
Oh my gosh. No.
I get really sentimental. I remember as a kid with time, especially with family. Like if I had family visiting from San Francisco or something and they were leaving, I'd be like, oh. And when they drive away, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
But
Same.
I don't know if I feel that way. Like I don't feel that sentimental anymore. But I think I've learned to just appreciate the time I've had with people and
That's a
things.
good way to think
Yeah,
about
instead of
it.
like yearning for
Yeah.
that moment to not end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
How many of y'all
The
can
change
relate
from
to
water
that?
day to goodbyes.
I can't get over how like advanced your emotions were back then though. Like 5th to 6th grade, you're already feeling that sentimental. Like I think I was probably not aware of that.
Yeah,
I remember always having like a soft spot for like people in general. Like I was so young and I would visit my aunt and uncle who would live with like my auntie's side. Her parents would live with them, and I remember like I would see them, and I had just such a soft spot for like elderly people. That I was so small, and I would go into their room, even though like everyone's playing outside. I'd be like hanging out with them, and, like,
Oh my
hi,
God.
and just like being
Aw.
a sweetie with them.
Wow.
And, like,
Who
I
was the
remember I would-
favorite?
I know. I just feel like
Who was the favorite?
I know, literally. I remember watching movies with my parents, and I just can't watch certain things. Even now, I can't do that. But
You're like-
I know, yeah, still like that.
Close
But when
your
it's like the sad parts where like somebody dies, I'm always so sad about it. One time, Leanne did like this TikTok about like, oh, put a finger down if like emotional addition, and I literally all down.
No fingers.
Yeah, no fingers.
left. Just
Toes too. No toes.
No
Just
toes.
palms.
Yeah, just palms and like sole of foot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just that empath.
I'm an empath.
So new beginnings, though.
New
I
beginning.
know.
Well, I want to ask, how do you know when it's time to end something?
Oh. Whoa.
Doesn't have to
I
be
think she has some-
relationships, but it could be. Or
Shay has an answer.
I
leaving
know.
situations.
Spill.
When would
The
you leave
audio.
a situation?
It really triggered me because
Yeah.
it like really sparked something. But
Okay.
like, I think for me, I have a problem with letting go. Hence, like me being so
Sentimental.
emotional
Yeah.
and sentimental with everything.
Yeah.
I will literally drag things out until like the very last. And so it's like that's not good, and I recognize it isn't. But I'm trying to be more active in like knowing what's best for me and knowing when things are done.
Yeah.
Like in hindsight, I'm always like, oh, I should have left earlier.
Yeah.
Whether that be in a relationship or in a job, like if I know I'm unhappy with something, like why do I stay? It's because I get like, if I find like that one little thing that's like good, I'll be like, no, it's fine.
Like there's hope.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
there's hope. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Like we're okay.
Yeah.
So I'm probably the worst person to ask that. Yeah, like how do you know when something's done?
I know.
Well, that's good insight, though. That's good
I know.
insight.
It really
It
is.
is. It's like the other side of things too. It's like you hope for the best,
Yeah.
so that's why you're like staying and like wanting that positive change that you're like yearning for.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
hoping that something happens. But it's like, how can I be hopeful that something different's gonna happen if I'm doing the same thing?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If I'm still in the same situation, like, and
like a
realistically, like maybe that's it's not better. It's not serving me. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, grass
It's
is
so
greener.
hard to like recognize that.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Grass is greener on the other side, though. Sometimes I wish that I have that patience and that like hopefulness. Because me, I'm so cynical that it's like if something isn't serving me, I'm like next,
Done, yeah.
next.
Right.
Or I have that mentality that's like I can easily take myself out of the situation. I don't get why I'm sad right now or why I'm angry.
Right.
Like I know that something is like it's time when it's just not serving me and my energy in the way that I would like it to. That's when I know that it's time to like ditch and say bye-bye.
I feel like I have a problem. I'm like you, Shay. Like I just can't. Like I think my whole struggle is like comfort, and then like I'm like, ooh, I like it here, and I'm just scared to take the leap because I'm like, what if that's the wrong decision? But what if it is the right decision? But like I'm always like that question. I have too many questions. And then like not enough answers. So then I'm just like, maybe I should just stay, you know? I think that's where I struggle because I'm just like, I don't know, like, will I ever know if it's the right choice?
Right. Like the unknown. is
Yes,
what
the
keeps you
unknown
there.
definitely keeps me there. I have a lot of things to discover.
Yeah.
Very Freudian of me to not want to see what's the unknown and just always just because like, do you even get an answer for that? Sometimes I feel like there is not. You just kind of have to like figure it out yourself. But I don't know. I want to take that leap of faith sometimes.
Yeah.
That's true.
A leap of faith is hard to take.
Yeah.
Me, growing up, my parents were like, if you don't like it, just quit.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, get away from it.
I was the opposite. It's like if you don't like it, who cares?
I think I'm in this bubble.
You're gonna deal with it.
Yeah, I'm like figure
You're
it
gonna deal
out.
with it.
Shout out to the invalidated people.
Oh my gosh. What about you, Dree? When do you think it's time to like leave or end a situation? Or am I the only one that's like, bye?
I
You
mean,
don't serve me.
I can relate to Shay and Jamie. I was definitely on that, you know, it's hard to let go. I like holding on to things, but then digging deeper, I held on because if I let go, that meant that I wasn't good enough or that like it was my shortcoming.
Oh, yeah.
When it's not, like, that's not usually the case.
Yeah.
That's just like you subconsciously thinking that you weren't good enough to keep it. When, you know, some things just really are not meant for you.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, it's time to leave something when you start to doubt yourself and when you're starting to have negative self-talk.
Yeah, yeah. And that's when it doesn't serve you anymore.
Exactly.
Right, right. That's so interesting how it's like you're hanging on because you know you're worthy to stay in that situation or that's like what it's best for you in that moment. But really it's like it's just time for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard.
We're all
It's
different.
that
hard.
fear.
It's
It's
very-
the fear. The fear's controlling you.
The fear.
It is the fear. Like, how would life be if we weren't afraid? Like,
Oh,
what
like
is one
kids.
bold decision or life choice that you would make if you weren't afraid?
Leave the country.
Honestly, I moved to New Zealand.
Absolutely. I want to go to Spain. I want to live in Spain. I want to live internationally.
I know,
You know,
where the
just like
benefits are
enjoyment.
better.
I want to live on a farm. I want to live like
Where they take a
different
siesta.
Yeah, I want to go where there's siestas. Like, I want a siesta.
Is that the car?
So, a siesta is like a midday nap.
Yeah.
So, in
For the sleepy
Spain-
girls.
So, for those of you who don't know what a siesta is,
Thank you.
a siesta is like a post-lunch nap.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you feel that food
I
coma?
need those.
It's cultural.
It's a
Yeah.
cultural thing.
Wow.
Everyone
Yeah.
takes a mini nap before they go
And
back
then
to work.
midday.
stores like are closed for that time.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
that's
actually has
so
a break.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we're going.
It's like a 5-hour workday.
We're going to the siesta.
Exactly.
In our siesta.
Yeah, in our siesta. It's like, I'm only thinking car. You look at the like video. I'm like, yeah.
But what else would y'all do aside from like move to another country? Like something related to your self-growth.
I think about this all the time, and I think about this because, and it's not like something like super like, oh, like otherworldly or anything. I think about the question a lot, like, what is stopping me, and like why am I so scared of my potential, like all the time. Like, why do I stop myself and like choosing the latter? Like, if I know something's going to benefit me, why do I not? Why do I stick to my comfort? I think about that all the time. And like the most like relevant thing to me is like when I say that, oh, I want to like start working out more. Like, what is it that stops me from doing that? And I'm like, oh, it's my anxiety. It's like this, that. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm only stopping myself, and I'm like essentially scared of my own potential.
That's true.
You know? So it's like, why are we like that? And it's like, I think it's deep rooted in, you know, like inner child work, where it's like, I've never been the type to be so confident in my own decisions. So like decision making is like something that's so huge for me, and I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I can't make a decision for myself, so like why is it so hard for me to like go for it sometimes?
So you, if I'm hearing you correctly, you would really like take that jump and just push yourself out of your comfort zone.
And there are some like spurts of that. Like, I think what was helping me recently is like giving myself self-affirmations, and I can't remember in my like growing years when I ever did that to myself, you know what I mean? Like self-talk, like positive self-talk was not a thing for me growing up, at all. Like, I've never had that, and so it's like now it's like so different. It's almost it was almost foreign to like hype myself up, you know, but now that I've gone into like that routine of doing that, I feel like it really helps like my self-esteem and my self-growth, and like realizing like my own potential, you know, a little bit more. But it's so hard.
It's hard.
It is very.
I would never had to do that before.
It's all about like the unlearning.
Definitely unlearning.
The stage of unlearning. That's where we are. Thank you, COVID. I do appreciate COVID for that.
Thank you, COVID. I don't even know what I would do if I lived my life without fear. Like, I'm a very anxious person. Y'all know this. I'm like, I think we should take an Uber. I think we should take an Uber. Stop walking. But I don't know. Maybe I think I would find myself in crazier, more lively situations if I wasn't so afraid. Yeah. If I was just able to just like let go. I don't want to let go of everything. That's the one thing I can't let go of. Everything? My like control over like myself and like my body.
I see.
I would just let go and have a blast. Not trying to keep and take into account everyone around me. I would just do me wholeheartedly. Moment of silence.
I have a lot of things to add. Well, I want to go back really quick about how you know when it's time to leave something.
Yes.
You're going to feel tired because you're fighting every day to do something that you truly do not want to do, and that's really meant for you.
That's so true.
It'll manifest physically in you, and you're gonna be like, I gotta go. Do you want to be all the tired, or do you want to be tired all the time? No. Or you're gonna be like me, and you can't even say sentences. Like,
words.
Seriously.
Words.
But then also, like with Shay, I also have a hard time, or I'm working to unlearn second guessing my decisions. Because as a child, my decisions were always second guessed. So if I was told to choose an outfit or like pick out a shirt, I'd pick out a shirt, I'd pick out a skirt. And mom would be like, why? Why would you wear that? Don't wear that. That looks this, that looks that.
Or you step out and they're like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah.
Or that's what you're going to wear. Oh my gosh, I'm triggered.
Yes.
I'm triggered.
Yes, so that's why
it's what I'm gonna wear.
second guess myself. I'm gonna wear this skirt. I'm gonna like it. There's a monkey and it says Paul Frank.
I want these sleeves.
It says too hot to handle.
I'm gonna wear my hair like this. It's all teased up. Oh my god.
With a bump it.
Yeah, my freaking like eyeliner all the way here. Yes, I'm gonna wear it.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, like let me be.
Just let
it adds up.
We should let ourselves be.
Yeah, that's where it adds up too. Like just those tiny moments growing up. It's like, can I have faith in my own decisions? That's really what it is. Unlearning. We're unlearning that. Eventually, we'll have faith in our decisions.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Taking baby steps, definitely.
I think that's why I just like rip the band-aid, because I just want to like get it over with, and I don't even want to give myself the chance to make that second guess.
I've heard about that. People say like count to 3, like 1, 2, 3, then like just do it.
Yeah, because you know what you want. It's just
Right.
that waiting period is what changes your decision, because that's when the fear creeps in.
Yeah. The second guessing.
Analysis paralysis.
I need to stop whispering.
If you have chills down your spine, this is not meant to be an ASMR podcast. It's just for the moment. It's fitting. It's very fitting. That's the inner voice. Like,
Yeah.
I was about to whisper, but I was like, mute.
Yeah.
Wow. Was there anything that y'all had to let go of recently that you're comfortable sharing with the podcast? I'm sure everyone can relate to something that ended or they had to just let go of. I let go of a job I was comfortable in for a new position with the same company that is totally unknown. And I don't know if it's risky at the fact that I took that chance, because quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's prioritized in the company goals. And that's what scares me. I'm just like, any day now, knock on wood, I could be let go.
Right.
Whereas in my previous
So
role,
valid.
I knew that they needed that. I knew that it was a company goal and a company priority. But now it's like, I feel like I'm more at risk now that I like took this change. The more that I think about it, I'm just like,
High risk, high reward. But that
Yeah,
shows
high
that
reward.
Steph has a lot of faith in herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And others do too, because
Yeah.
like they wouldn't have you at this position if they didn't believe in you and that you had like the ability to do that.
yeah, that's true. That's always what I'm trying to tell myself. It's just like there are moments in the day where I'm like, was that the wrong decision? But I'm like, you know what? I'm already here.
Yeah, you're here.
That's what I had to let go of recently. Just being in my comfort zone. I just reached that point where I was in my comfort zone. So I let go of that.
I love that. Still thinking.
Still thinking. Is it because y'all haven't let go of anything?
Probably.
Are you still hanging on to something that no longer serves you?
It depends on what we're talking.
I know.
Anything.
I'll think about this. Okay. So I feel like I'm not there yet 100%, but I want to get at that point where I'm like, unapologetically like myself. And so the way that I could do that and just be myself is to let go of like the way that I care about other people viewing me. You know what I mean? So like perception is something that scares me. I don't like being perceived. Like a while ago, I was like almost deactivated my Instagram. I was like, I don't like
Right.
being
I remember
perceived by anyone. You know, like I just didn't want this anymore. Like I just
Right.
want to live like my own life because
Like a
I
secret
was
life.
yeah. And it's like, is it even like secret? It's like I'm still here, but it's like the relevance or like the act of being perceived by other people and like
Yeah.
the likes and like whatever like the mental games that like social media plays on you. Like I just wasn't into it
Yeah.
at the time because like I felt such a conflict in like who I am and who I was perceived by other people, and I didn't like that feeling anymore. And so now I feel like I'm so much more okay with letting people in on how I am and who I am, and if you don't like it, then you can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
love
and so
that.
I'm okay with that now. So like every so often I'll catch myself going back into like that way of thinking of being scared and
Yeah.
fear coming into my life, but other times I'm like inspired by those who embrace themselves and like who validate me and making me feel okay as who I am too. So like that's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the act of letting go is having the support too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
You're letting go, caring what other people think.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. And that must be very, very difficult because of the way
Yeah.
you brought up.
Oh, totally. And it's like so freeing too, because it's also
Yeah.
like, obviously, I'm trying to see how the dating life seems
Yeah.
for me, and
Yeah.
so I want to have somebody, and I want to be that type of person who's like unapologetically myself, and like whoever I'm with will like love me for who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the same goes for them too. So like I just want to do that for myself.
It's gonna happen. It's already out there for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Happy
do
to
notice
be
that
here.
glow. We do
Really?
notice that glow.
Yes.
Like your recent
it the
Instagram
bangs?
post.
It
might be the bangs.
It is the bangs of the
It
bangs.
might be the bangs.
Yeah, it might be the bang.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Who's next?
Next on the agenda.
It seems like we're feeling like a little like tense thinking about it.
I think it's
like a harsh
because
reality.
we are allowing ourselves to be vulnerable.
Yeah, and it's scary.
It is scary.
And exciting.
it's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yep.
We're here to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I also had to do the same thing, let go of the way people perceive me. I'm finding that I find more success when I move in silence and don't really tell people what I'm doing or don't post for validation and everything. Everything works out better for me that way. But then also I had to define what letting go meant. And I'm not sure if I shared it on this podcast before, but my affirmation to help me let go of things is I free myself, the people around me, and everything around me of all my fears, doubts, and insecurities between myself and in my relationships with others. So it's letting go doesn't mean that you're saying goodbye to something. Letting go means you're releasing it from your own expectations and your own insecurities.
Yes.
So
Releasing it.
it's
from your-
reframing the way I think of letting go. That is what I let go.
Yeah.
The way I used to see letting go is what I let go.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. You
no.
reframed
I
it
love
into
that.
something more positive.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you let go of like that negative connotation of letting go.
Yeah, because I realized I was a product of a upbringing that manifested into a very controlling personality. Like within my relationships with myself, I would get really angry if things didn't go exactly the way it played out in my head. I would have trouble seeing the perceptions of others, perceptions outside of myself. So just like freeing everything of that.
Yeah.
But that
You were
seems
saying-
like such a freeing way to like live your life. You know,
I
letting
know.
go.
Yeah.
Right? It's just so peaceful because you just honestly like don't have like any like, you know, in the best way possible expectations of
Yeah.
people.
It's about surrendering. Like the best example I can give is I was late to my flight a few weeks back and we were stuck in traffic on the flyaway there, which is the bus that takes you from parking lot to airport. We ran and we were 3 minutes late to the flight. So my whole trip got delayed about 3 hours. And instead of being upset, I was telling myself, whatever was on the other side of that flight was not meant for me. So I am okay with, you know, what happened.
Yeah. You
Or
accept
even
it.
acceptance, yes. But even all the relationships in my life, like I love everyone. I free them from ever having to feel like they're obligated to me or that I have any obligation to them. So that is what letting go is. But that doesn't mean I don't love anyone any less.
Right.
I feel like I love them more, but
It
Right.
sounds like you
it's
love them
free.
more.
You love them more for who they are and what
Yeah.
they bring
Yeah.
to you.
Exactly.
Like your love is
Yeah,
more
that's
patient
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love is more patient. Love
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. Love is bigger when you can really just love someone for exactly who they are and not want to change them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just let them be, have faith in them, support them.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wow. That's another
I know.
conversation.
It is.
Oh my gosh. That's so amazing though. Really just it's crazy how like one thing that you are reframing just changes like your entire outlook on life.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
The mind is very
true.
powerful. We are powerful, folks.
I know. Yes, mine is everything. But also I had to let go of the person that I used to be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's harder.
Constantly
Yeah.
having
Wow.
to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's also like you're like a butterfly in a cocoon.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
true.
Shout out to the butterfly.
Jamie, did you have anything to add to this
Yeah.
too?
Last but
Now
not least.
thinking about it, I think if I were to see what I've let go as being the yes girl.
Yeah,
I feel
ESFJ.
like- yeah, yes.
The yes.
I feel like when you're put in different situations that you're not used to, and then you see how things plan out, and you're just like, you finally get that feeling of, wow, I'm being used or taken advantage of. Do you finally look back and be like, should I really be saying yes to this? Or is it just because I'm always like I see it between being trustworthy and reliable and then versus being the yes person, you know? Like, I feel like sometimes that could be blended in because you're like, no, like, I want to be seen as trustworthy and reliable. But then at the same time, you're like, okay, so are they just coming to me because they think that's what I am? And they won't use other people. They're just going to use me because they're like, oh yeah, she can totally do it, you know?
Yeah. Like, is it transactional or is it like more meaningful?
Yeah. So I feel like that was my biggest right now. Just like being able to step back and then be like, finally being like, no, like, I don't want to do that. I
Boundaries.
just want to be by myself. I don't want to stay longer. You know, like, just things like that. That before I would just be like, no, like, I want to be here. I want to be seen as like a reliable person, friend, etc., etc.
And being reliable doesn't mean you always have to say yes to everything.
I
that's
think
hard
it's,
sometimes.
It is.
It's true. I think you're more reliable and trustworthy if you can say no.
There's this one quote somewhere. I think it's like this book on like 4 friends or multiple friends that you should have and should avoid. There was like one that was like, you should avoid the friend who can never tell you no or can never tell you the truth. Because then it's like, oh, what is behind like their intentions there? It's like, why are they always saying yes? Why aren't they questioning what I'm doing? Like, it goes deeper than that.
So, yeah, not being the yes girl.
Yes.
Let's be that person.
More boundaries, people.
Let's
It's
be
okay to
no
say
girls and guys and things.
No sleepy girls. No, I'm sleeping. Girl.
I love that. I love that. Look at us letting go. I mean, look at us. Who would have thought?
Let go of our mics.
Yeah, we let go. We're not sharing.
Do y'all like the setup? Like, is the audio better? Let us know. With what we let go of, that's just what we discussed. What are we letting in and accepting now that we've let something go? New beginnings. We love that. What are some new beginnings?
A new Insta feed because
Because we're resetting.
yeah, because we're resetting and just like being ourselves and not caring how we're perceived. But also like social media isn't everything.
Yeah.
So
we say as we are putting our stuff.
yeah, as I love taking the pictures that I'm posting.
I am just taking that risk.
Yes.
That is my new beginning, taking risks.
What's my new beginning? I'm going to say listening to myself because I'm not going to be a yes girl.
Yes.
So listening to what I truly want instead
Yes.
of what I feel like others want from me.
Yes. Like, how does it serve you?
Yes,
I'm on
there it
that
is.
wave. I'm there with Jamie.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna be silent with my next few moves because no one's going to sway my opinion. So.
Boom.
That's so true.
Oh.
We are literally just minding our business from now on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Actually, like, just don't watch us anymore.
No, actually, no. Just keep us accountable, you know?
Yes.
You know, but actually,
And for those of y'all listening, like, thank you for sharing this space with us and letting us be so vulnerable. I know we all have different levels of vulnerability, but it's always hard to do. This feels good. We're talking about our new beginnings.
Yeah.
And this cycle will keep going on.
Yeah, definitely.
So I hope you guys can let go of some things and think of your own new beginnings that maybe you should consider.
Yeah, what chance do you want to take on yourself? What risk do you want to take?
Yeah, seriously.
How are you stopping yourself?
Ooh,
I always tell my sister this.
How are you?
In general, I'm like, you are your own biggest obstacle.
Yeah, that's
Truly.
So true.
That
Yeah.
is true.
It's inspired from Sweet Life with Zach and Cody.
Wow.
But yeah, how can we feel closure and let this podcast episode go?
I know, we're like, ooh.
By welcoming the next episode that should be releasing in a few weeks.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week.
We're going to try and be more consistent. We said this last episode.
And here we are with our next episode.
Whoa, we did it.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching on whatever platform or listening on whatever platform. Dree, close us out with your announcer voice.
Yes, please.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
The Modern Marinx podcast is a blend of 4 personalities openly expressing things you might not have had the chance to, yet. Through intentional and authentic conversations, they unravel the complexities of life as a modern Marinx.